I'd worked with children like Marco for many years, and they told me about themselves. A lot of people think that they are just careless or lazy, but they're not, and I wanted them to tell their story. It takes a child with dyspraxia an enormous effort to achieve success in some areas that many children find very easy, such as handwriting and PE. They should be rewarded for their effort. They also get tired very easily because of all the enormous effort that they put out. Well, for younger children, I think it's really difficult for them to learn the school routine. It's the first time they've had to have a sort of routine like assembly and going to class and break times, so that's quite hard for them. And they often have to sit on the floor for long periods of time for assemblies and story times, and that's quite difficult for them as well. And some of them are used to having a nap during the day just when they feel tired, and they find that really difficult, not being able to do that as well. For older children, when they move to secondary schools, one of the biggest problems is getting around the building, or maybe several buildings that comprise of this much bigger school. Writing down notes is also really tricky at the end of the lesson when the teacher asks them to write down the homework and things like that. And also working with lots of different teachers as well. Well, in primary school I would say changing for PE is really difficult, and so make sure they have somewhere to sit down, help them to get their clothes organised, and give them a hand when they're getting changed again. If you're involving children in sitting on the floor for a long time, maybe give children the option of sitting on a little chair or something, not just the one child but several children. And writing and using scissors is really quite tricky, and you can get special lined paper, special pen and pencil grips, or special scissors as well to help them with this. At secondary school, because they frequently at the beginning get lost, I'd advise that you give them a buddy, an older child, maybe 2 years older, who can look out for them and help them if they get lost, and arrange to meet them at break times and help them out. Also, instead of writing notes on the board, or as well as writing notes on the board, maybe put something on Moodle, the school Moodle, or give them a handout about the homework. And sports are really difficult for them, PE and sports, especially team games, so to give them an option, another option, different type of sport that they can do, maybe in a small group or on their own, as well, such as swimming or working on different gymnastics equipment. Well, for the classmates, you know, especially if they knock things off the table, if they trip up and fall over, don't laugh at them, just give them a hand. That's the first one. And sometimes they find it difficult to remember what the teacher said, and afterwards they may ask you, well, what did they say? Can you tell me? So please help them, please tell them what the teacher said. And don't ignore them in PE and games. Sometimes ask them to join your team or be your partner. They'll be so grateful to you for that, and they will try really hard. Well, the book explains what it's like from the child's perspective. All the things Marco says I have been told about by a child or their parents, or I have observed this whilst working with them. I hope that their classmates and teachers will understand more and make life easier for them, and I hope the children themselves will identify with Marco and improve their self-esteem. Support from the Senko and therapists, like the occupational therapist and physio, is very important. They can give them advice and practice in areas which these children find difficult, and this will improve their confidence in school and in their leisure activities. I would say that it's only a word which describes the things that you find tricky. You're still a unique individual who can succeed and do well. Sometimes it might take you a little bit more time and work and practice, but if you're determined, you will improve and you will find success.